He stays present because he truly values you. He understands that physical intimacy should deepen a relationship, never replace it. He knows that if he wants to be close to your body, he must also be ready to protect your heart. You have every right to expect responsibility instead of excuses. You have every right to protect your peace instead of chasing answers, and you have every right to choose a man who brings certainty rather than confusion. Respect yourself enough to notice when a man's actions fail to match the meaning you deserve. Respect yourself enough to walk away from half-hearted effort. Respect yourself enough to expect honesty instead of mixed signals. A man who genuinely respects you will make his intentions obvious through the way he treats you every single day. He will never allow intimacy to become a reason for uncertainty. Instead, he will treat you with the kindness, dignity, and respect that every healthy relationship deserves. Keep watching because the next point explains why so many women misunderstand what intimacy really reveals. The truth is that physical closeness is never a shortcut to understanding someone's heart. Many women believe that one emotional moment tells the entire story, but what a man does outside that moment says far more about his character and what he truly wants. Many men grow up believing that physical closeness is a place where they can receive without giving, enjoy without investing, and experience connection without accepting responsibility. That mindset creates confusion, disappointment, and emotional pain for women who believe the experience carries a deeper promise than it actually does. A man's real intentions become visible after the excitement fades away. It is during the quiet moments that follow that the truth slowly reveals itself. Does he still look at you with genuine care? Does he continue speaking with the same warmth and respect? Does he treat you like someone who matters deeply, or like someone who simply filled a moment in his life? Many women overlook this part because they want the experience to mean more. They want to believe that closeness automatically leads to commitment. They hold tightly to the feeling instead of paying attention to the facts, and the facts are always found in consistency, never in temporary passion. Stay with me because this is where everything starts making sense. Some men pursue physical closeness because it allows them to avoid the emotional work they are not prepared to face. It is easier for them to express desire than commitment. It is easier to become physically vulnerable than emotionally open. It is easier to reach for your body than to spend time understanding your thoughts, your fears, and your heart. That is why intimacy should never become the only measure of his intentions. A man can appear loving during passionate moments because desire creates a powerful illusion of closeness, but the real test begins when there is nothing left for him to gain. That is when character quietly speaks for itself. When a man is not serious about building a future with you, his behavior often follows the same pattern. He becomes available when he wants your attention and distant when you need his. He uses charm during emotional moments but avoids honest conversations afterward. He keeps everything hidden, making sure the relationship never grows into something real outside private moments. He enjoys the comfort and benefits of closeness while refusing to provide the safety, clarity, or emotional support that should naturally come with it. A man like that is not difficult to understand. He simply chooses convenience over commitment. He focuses only on the parts of you that ask for the least effort from him. But when a man truly respects you, everything changes. He understands that intimacy without emotional responsibility is careless. He knows your trust deserves protection. He knows your heart should never become something to use and leave behind. A mature man will never enter your life, take what he wants, and disappear when things become emotionally serious. He will never hide behind passion or run away from accountability. He will never leave you carrying all the emotional weight while he enjoys the comfort of your openness. Instead, he will move with purpose. His actions will reflect honesty. His choices will show that he understands the importance of the connection you share, and that difference becomes impossible to ignore once you know what to look for. The biggest difference between a man who values you and one who only uses you is revealed when physical intimacy is no longer part of the moment. Does he still call or message you on ordinary days? Does he check on you simply because he cares instead of because he wants something? Does he truly listen when you share your concerns? Does he continue treating you with respect even during difficult conversations or emotional disagreements? Those everyday actions reveal his true character. They show whether he is building a real relationship or simply looking for a temporary escape. A man who values you emotionally will always protect your dignity. He will never leave you questioning your worth or wondering where you stand. He will be open about your place in his life because he understands that silence often creates insecurity. He will invest time in understanding your world, your feelings, and your dreams. His effort will remain steady because he knows love grows through consistent presence, not occasional affection. He understands that intimacy becomes meaningful only when it is supported by honesty, responsibility, and real commitment. Many women remain attached to men who give just enough attention to keep hope alive. They accept mixed signals because they desperately want the relationship to succeed. They excuse disrespect. They blame themselves for his emotional distance. They convince themselves they simply need to try harder, love more deeply, or wait a little longer. But the truth is much simpler. A man who truly wants you will never place you in a position where you constantly question his intentions. A man who genuinely values you will never make you feel like asking for respect, honesty, or clarity is asking for too much. And if he cannot offer those basic things, then he is not offering real commitment. Never forget your value. Your worth has never been defined by who desires you. It is defined by who consistently respects you, protects your heart, and chooses you through both words and actions. A woman who truly understands her value does not search for validation through physical closeness. She pays attention to a man's actions instead of his promises. She notices his habits. She watches how consistent he is. Most importantly, she pays attention to how she feels whenever she is around him. Real love brings peace. Constant confusion usually points to something unhealthy. If a man fills your life with uncertainty and emotional chaos, he is not prepared for the kind of relationship you deserve. You deserve someone who is present in more than private moments. You deserve someone who invests in your future, encourages your dreams, and genuinely cares about your well-being. You deserve someone who proudly stands beside you in public, speaks honestly when no one else is around, and supports you through every season of life. You deserve someone who protects your trust and sees your heart as something precious, never something to take lightly. You deserve real effort. You deserve lasting commitment. You deserve clear intentions. Stay with me, because this next part explains why so many people mistake attention for genuine love. A man who is truly ready for you will never reduce your relationship to a few temporary moments. He will bring stability into your life. He will choose honesty, even when telling the truth feels uncomfortable. He will show interest in your life beyond physical attraction. His words will match his actions. He will treat the relationship as something worth building, not something to visit only when it is convenient. For him, intimacy becomes one meaningful part of the bond, never the entire definition of it. You must hold yourself to higher expectations. Never accept small pieces of effort when you deserve someone's whole heart. Never allow one emotional moment to hide the truth about the relationship. Never keep chasing a man who appears only when it benefits him. A man who refuses to honor you at the beginning is unlikely to respect you later. Your heart carries too much value to be placed in the hands of someone who treats it carelessly. Many people believe physical intimacy automatically means a man feels something deep. Sadly, that belief has caused countless broken hearts. A man can share a deeply personal moment with you and still avoid the emotional responsibility that should naturally follow. That is why passion should never replace clear judgment. The truth about any man is revealed during quiet, ordinary days when there is nothing exciting happening. That is where you discover his intentions. That is where his character becomes visible. That is where emotional maturity quietly speaks for itself. Keep watching, because this is where everything becomes much clearer. Many men are taught to separate physical closeness from emotional commitment. They see it as an experience rather than a promise. They can enjoy affection without wanting a deeper relationship. That is why so many women become confused. The experience feels emotional, powerful, and unforgettable, so naturally you believe it must carry the same meaning for him. But the mistake is trusting the moment instead of paying attention to the man behind it. His behavior outside passionate moments always tells the real story. A man who is not serious about you will eventually reveal it through inconsistency. He will give you his full attention when he wants something, then disappear when you need reassurance. He will speak with warmth when desire is present, then avoid emotional conversations when they become important. He will make the moment feel meaningful, yet leave you feeling like an option once it has passed. That behavior is not emotional depth, it is convenience. It is someone enjoying closeness without accepting the responsibility that should come with it. And if he behaves this way, it does not mean you are lacking. It simply means he is not emotionally prepared for the relationship you deserve. Some men hide behind physical passion because they are afraid of true emotional connection. They fear vulnerability, they fear commitment, they fear showing up consistently with honesty and emotional openness, so they offer only the parts of themselves that require little sacrifice. They give attention behind closed doors but disappear when real life asks for support. They offer affection during emotional moments but leave you without direction afterward. This is why you should always study his patterns instead of becoming distracted by temporary passion. The patterns reveal the truth that emotions sometimes hide. And once you begin noticing those patterns, it becomes much harder to ignore what is really happening. A mature man understands the importance of intimacy. He knows it affects emotions, trust, confidence, and expectations. He understands that physical closeness is not simply an act. It is the beginning of deeper connection, deeper conversations, and greater responsibility. A man with emotional maturity will never treat you like someone temporary. He thinks before making important choices. He protects your heart even when emotions are running high. He understands that if he wants access to your most vulnerable places, he must also accept the responsibility of being honest, clear, dependable, and consistent. The truth is that a man's intentions always become visible after the emotional moment ends. Listen carefully because this final point ties everything together. Notice the way he speaks to you. Notice how he makes time for you. Notice how much respect he continues showing. Notice how he responds when you need support and how he behaves when there is nothing exciting happening. Those everyday moments reveal the truth. A man who truly values you remains warm, caring, and attentive long after the excitement has faded. His tone stays kind. His attention does not suddenly disappear. His effort remains steady. He never treats physical closeness as a replacement for real commitment. Too many women remain in relationships where they receive only the bare minimum. They are given just enough affection to keep hoping, but never enough consistency to feel emotionally secure. They hear beautiful words during emotional moments, yet meaningful conversations never happen afterward. They enjoy his company, but he never builds a future with them or supports their personal growth. Never mistake occasional effort for lasting commitment. A man who genuinely cares about you will never leave you guessing. He will never make confusion part of the relationship. His actions will be intentional. His words will match his behavior, and his consistency will quietly give you all the answers you need. He will care about your thoughts just as much as he cares about your affection. He will ask how your day has been. He will want to know how you are feeling. He will check on your emotional well-being without needing a reason. He will respect your personal boundaries instead of testing them. He will bring calm into your life instead of emotional chaos. His actions will always support his words. He will remind you of your value through the way he treats you every single day. Never forget your worth. Your value is not decided by who desires you. It is revealed by who truly respects you. You deserve a man whose actions always match his promises. You deserve someone who sees your heart before anything else. You deserve someone who brings stability instead of confusion and peace instead of uncertainty. You deserve someone who keeps showing up, not someone who appears only when it suits him. Never settle for a relationship that exists only behind closed doors. Never mistake mixed signals for genuine love. Never let one emotional moment hide the lasting truth of a man's character. Stay with me, because the next part explains why this difference changes everything. If a man truly wants you in every part of his life, he will show it again and again through consistent actions. If he genuinely values you, he will never risk losing you through disrespect, emotional distance, or neglect. And if he is truly ready for a relationship, he will step forward with honesty, maturity, and clear intentions instead of leaving you full of questions. Your heart has value. Your trust has value. Your emotional peace has value. Protect those things with care. Pay close attention to the way a man behaves when there is nothing exciting happening between you. Does his effort remain steady? Does his kindness stay the same? Does he still make you feel important when there is nothing for him to gain? Those quiet moments reveal the truth far better than emotional highs ever can. If his presence stays consistent, his intentions are probably genuine. But if his effort disappears as soon as the exciting moment ends, then his intentions were never built on something lasting. You deserve a love that remains, not an experience that quickly fades away. There comes a time when you must stop judging a man by the intensity of one moment and begin judging him by the quality of his everyday behavior. Many women accidentally attach deep emotional meaning to experiences that, for some men, carry very little emotional weight. The moment feels unforgettable because you are fully present. Your heart is open. Your mind is connected. Your trust is real. Naturally, it means something important to you. The mistake happens when you automatically believe it carries the same meaning for him without paying attention to how he treats you afterward. Keep listening, because this next truth is one that many people learn only after disappointment. A man's real character appears when he is no longer influenced by desire. That is where his true intentions quietly become visible. A man's true nature appears in simple conversations. It appears in the way he responds during disagreements. It appears in the effort he continues making when life feels ordinary. It appears in his tone of voice, his reliability, and the promises he actually keeps. Almost anyone can appear loving for a short time. Real consistency requires maturity and strong character. A man who is serious about building a future with you will never become a different person after one emotional moment. He will not suddenly change from affectionate to distant. He will not go from warm to cold. He will not move from fully present to completely unavailable. That sudden shift tells you more than beautiful words ever could. It reveals who he truly becomes once excitement fades and responsibility begins. Many women ignore those warning signs because they want the moment to confirm their hope. They want closeness to prove the relationship is real. They want affection to guarantee commitment. But desire can sometimes look like love. Passion can easily copy sincerity. Affection can temporarily hide inconsistent intentions. That is why you should always watch a man's long-term patterns instead of becoming distracted by emotional highs. His character is never measured by one powerful moment. It is measured by how he continues treating you through all the ordinary ones. And once you begin looking at those everyday moments, the answers become much clearer. A man who is not serious about you cannot hide his intentions forever. Sooner or later, his actions will reveal everything. He will avoid responsibility whenever it becomes uncomfortable. He will stay away from conversations that require honesty and emotional maturity. He may enjoy being around you, but he will not put in the effort needed to keep the relationship healthy. He may speak sweetly in private, yet fail to stand proudly beside you in everyday life. He may create beautiful moments, but he will never build a meaningful future. He may enjoy the comfort of your closeness while offering no emotional safety in return. That kind of man is not confused about what he wants. He is simply comfortable receiving the benefits of intimacy without accepting the responsibility of commitment. A man who truly respects you sees intimacy in a completely different way. He understands that it always involves trust, vulnerability, emotional openness, and genuine responsibility. He knows that becoming close to someone means caring for their heart long after the moment has ended. That is why his actions remain thoughtful, steady, and honest. He never treats emotional connection like something temporary. Instead, he protects it because he understands that real love is built through consistency, respect, and the willingness to show up every single day. He understands that sharing a meaningful moment with you carries real importance. He knows it can shape your expectations, your hopes, and your emotions. He realizes that once he steps into your emotional world, he becomes responsible for the way he treats you afterward. A mature man does not avoid that responsibility. He accepts it without hesitation. He does not suddenly disappear. He does not become quiet for no reason. He does not change into someone completely different. Instead, he stays steady. He continues treating you with kindness, honesty, and genuine care because he knows your heart should never be handled carelessly. You can always recognize when a man truly values your presence. He pays attention to your feelings instead of ignoring them. He asks how you are doing because he genuinely wants to know. He cares about your comfort and emotional well-being. He communicates honestly instead of leaving you trapped in uncertainty. He never treats one emotional moment like a separate event. He sees it as part of a deeper relationship he wants to continue building. He brings calm where others bring confusion. He offers clear intentions instead of mixed signals. He behaves like someone planning to stay, not someone searching for a temporary escape. Stay with me because this next point explains why so many people confuse attention with genuine commitment. The difference is often much simpler than it first appears. Many women spend months, sometimes even years, holding on to men who offer only part of what a healthy relationship requires. You convince yourself that one day things will finally become serious. You make excuses for his emotional distance. You explain away his inconsistency. You tell yourself he is simply complicated or needs more time. But in many cases, the truth is far less complicated. He is simply not choosing you the way you deserve to be chosen. A man who truly wants you removes doubt instead of creating more of it. He will never make you feel guilty for asking for basic respect, honesty, or consistency. He will never treat you like an option while giving you just enough attention to keep your hope alive. That is not love, that is emotional uncertainty. Keep listening because this next truth changes the way you look at every relationship. You must stop allowing temporary attention to convince you that you are receiving lasting commitment. You must stop believing that emotional moments automatically prove emotional investment. And you must stop trying to build a future with someone who only shows up when passion is involved. Your heart deserves far more than occasional effort. Your time is too valuable to spend waiting for someone whose actions already reveal the truth. A person's behavior almost always tells the story before their words ever do. You deserve a man who clearly recognizes your worth without making you question it. You deserve someone who never plays with your emotions for his own comfort. You deserve someone who chooses you openly, consistently, and with confidence. You deserve someone who understands that intimacy is a privilege built on trust, not something casual to be taken lightly. You deserve someone who knows that closeness without commitment can leave lasting emotional wounds. You deserve someone who protects your vulnerability instead of taking advantage of it. A man who truly respects you will understand that your trust is something to earn and protect every day. He will never treat your openness as something temporary or convenient. Instead, he will treat it with gratitude and responsibility. Watch carefully because this is where real character becomes impossible to hide. When a man is genuinely ready for you, you will not spend your days trying to decode his intentions. You will not chase him for answers or wonder where you stand. His effort will quietly remove those questions before they ever become problems. His consistency will speak louder than promises. His honesty will create peace instead of confusion. He will keep showing you through everyday actions that you matter, even when there is nothing exciting happening between you. A man who is ready for a real relationship moves toward you instead of pulling away whenever things become meaningful. He communicates instead of disappearing without explanation. He works toward building a future instead of collecting temporary moments. His behavior supports his words. His actions strengthen his promises. He understands that trust grows through consistency, not through occasional displays of affection. Remember this because it may be the most important lesson of all. Your value has never been measured by who desires you. It has always been measured by who genuinely respects you. Protect your peace with confidence. Protect your heart with wisdom. Protect your standards without apology. If a man cannot offer consistency, he has not earned emotional closeness. If he cannot provide honesty and clarity, he has not earned your vulnerability. If his behavior changes the moment the excitement fades, then he is showing you exactly where his priorities are. Believe what his actions continue telling you. A real man will reveal his intentions long after the emotional moment has passed. He will prove his character through steady effort, dependable actions, honest communication, and the quiet consistency that builds trust one day at a time. In the end, that is the kind of love worth waiting for.